Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome for the first time into our humble abode or apartment, if you will. So I was going to make this into a real talk video, but instead I chose to bring y'all into kind of this environment. I mean, we have a tree up, so I thought it was the perfect day to do a video like this. But I thought I'd bring you into this environment to just kind of catch you up on things that have been going on in my life, reestablish kind of my footing as far as this channel goes, and also leave you with a tool that has been helpful for this whole last year and a half to 2 years that I've been using it. This will almost kind of be a New Year's resolution video because I want to share with y'all some of my goals for this next year. So stick around, I'll share that after, but first, like I said, I want to catch you guys up on what I'm doing currently, where I've been this past year, why I haven't been as present on this channel. Alright, so where to start? So last year, even around the time of the last video that I put up on the channel, I was still a delivery driver for Pizza Hut. And I was doing that to, make rent every month. Boy's gotta pay his bills. I was also doing lights for another church in town. I had started my own videography business. I was still a full-time student at the time. There was also one more thing that I was doing every week, and that was leading life groups at the college ministry. And crazy enough, I wasn't getting paid a dime for that, and that was really what I poured my most time into. So it was kind of easy to diagnose my passion as far as that goes. And honestly, the diversity of the different groups that I was leading and being a part of really changed the trajectory of my life. I'd love to talk a little bit more about what that looks like, but for the sake of time, I'll kind of cut that loose there. So this next year, I'm actually in full-time ministry, and I've been having meetings with all sorts of people that I've known throughout the years on behalf of what that looks like. This process through support raising has been incredibly challenging. It's not something that I would have ever seen myself doing, say even 2 years ago. But then it was just on my radar and it just kind of happened. So here we are now. I'm leading college ministry full-time, and then I do stuff outside of that as well, I'm taking classes for going overseas. I plan on taking mission trips. So really, I do all sorts of stuff as far as that goes, as well as, setting up the meetings for people to support me and then catching up with them outside of that as well. It's been a completely different road that I've been on this semester compared to literally the whole rest of my life. So I'm still adjusting to that. So now currently, to make ends meet through this process, I'm also an Uber driver. And of course, I'll still be doing my videography and media business throughout this time. Now, as far as this channel goes, it was on my mind month to month, but really, when you have to choose between making rent next month or making a video for your YouTube channel, but it still made me sad. And I still see this channel as a vital means of delivering different messages. Plus, this feels almost more face-to-face than if I were to just text people or email people. So that's where I find myself. I still find this channel very important. I still want to keep it going. So this next year, my goal is to have out 1 video a month. So I want to at least put out 12 videos this next year. And I say at least because I know that goal sounds small, but I'm trying to give myself room to grow from there. And of course, there is a chance where just a lot of stuff could happen. I'm not Nostradamus here. I can't predict the future. Shoot, I don't even know what I'm gonna have for lunch tomorrow. But moving on from that, to not make this video longer than it needs to be. So as I said in the title, I want to share a little something with you called the ACTS prayer. So ACTS is an acronym, and it stands for Adoration, Confession, Thanksgiving, and Supplication. But I wanted to talk about ACTS prayer because I think it addresses a lot of different things that we should be praying for. And I recently saw a video that brought it back up to my attention, and I was like, I could make a video about that. I just want to kind of reintroduce it for those of you who haven't heard of it. So we'll start with adoration. This is basically your love letter to God. This is your chance to say the things you admire Him for, the ways that you've seen Him move, the different attributes of God that have just been popping up in your mind recently. And I want to draw a distinction between adoration and thanksgiving. Because if you're anything like me, you will have the tendency to start thanking God during this time. I would say to try not to do that. Now, the way the video that I referenced just a little bit ago put it, I thought they put it really well. Try telling someone thank you and then tell them I love you. I think you're going to get a couple different responses. This one's going to take a little work, and that's why I like the Acts prayer so much, is because it'll stretch you in your prayer life a little bit more. The next one is confession. The confession bit of the Acts prayer brings up another reason why I love it so much. I tend to only want to confess on days where I feel like I've messed up real bad, when in reality we should be confessing really every day about things that we don't even see. I would advise you in confession to consider two things. Don't try to hide anything from God in this time. Like, don't try to sugarcoat what you did. Confess what you did, and then you'll realize you have the tendency to say, but thank you for working through this anyway. I would advise you just to confess and don't add anything onto it. Just say, God, I did this and I'm so sorry for it. God, there was this and it's come to my attention and it just keeps happening. It just does. And then I'd ask you to save that little comma but section for the repentance side of confession. It's basically talking to God about ways that you want to grow through. God, I pray that through this you would help me to live into this. God, I did this, but help me to do this instead. And if you got nothing at the time, just say, God, I got nothing for you right now. I just pray that you just reveal to me strategies and ways that I can get out of what I'm in. And through continual confession and coming face to face with the issue, you're going to start getting past it. I know that was a little bit of a grim section, but now moving on from that, we're going to Thanksgiving, boy. Now Thanksgiving, I don't really need to touch too much on this. This is more what you do in daily life, even with just friends. Typically, what Americans tend to pray for the most is Thanksgiving. And so this is just you thanking God about different things that you've seen Him do in your life. So anyway, since I don't feel the need to stick too long on that one, I'll move on to supplication. And so when I think the S of supplication, I think specific. So this is your chance to show your concerns. This is your chance to ask things from God on behalf of others. If you feel like you don't have many things to pray for, trust me, my dude, I can give you some. I got quite a few. I would also like to shout out the app Echo as far as the supplication bit goes. Echo's been important for me because it gives you this space where you can write out what you want to pray for and the details of it, and even how long you want to pray for it. So I would definitely recommend Echo. You can set even little reminders throughout the day of when to pray, and it'll just give you something random to pray about. So anyway, that is the Acts prayer. If you have any further questions about kind of what that looks like or how you can use that effectively, just hit me up with a comment, reach out to me on social media. But other than that, I think that'll just about do it for this video. Guys, I'm so excited for the future. Thanks for joining me for however long you felt like it, for however long you stuck around. If you want to, leave me a like, leave me a dislike, either one, super appreciative. And until then, I guess I'll see you in the next video. So ACTS is an, oh God, what are those things? Is that an acronym? I think it's acronym that I'm trying to think of. Oh boy, this is embarrassing. Oh yes, it is acronym.